As of right now, the presence of a mysterious green glowing object has captivated the attention of viewers around the world. Caught by the cameras aboard the International Space Station, this mysterious anomaly has sparked intrigue and speculation, fueling imaginations with tales of cosmic mysteries and extraterrestrial encounters. The first reports of the mysterious green glowing object surfaced several weeks ago, when vigilant observers noticed peculiar flashes of light in the background of the International Space Station's live streams. Initially dismissed as camera artifacts or atmospheric phenomena, these sightings soon became too frequent and too distinct to ignore. Described as a vivid green orb or pulsating glow, the object appeared to move with purpose, defying conventional explanations and prompting further investigation. As word of the sighting spread across social media and online forums, amateur astronomers and UFO enthusiasts alike turned their attention to the live feed, hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive phenomenon. And as of right now, clear video footage of the strange object has been captured. Speculation ran rampant as to the origin and nature of the anomaly. Some proposed natural explanations, citing the possibility of auroras or ionospheric disturbances causing the green glow. Others leaned towards extraterrestrial hypotheses, suggesting that the object could be a spacecraft of unknown origin conducting clandestine operations in Earth's orbit. There has been skepticism among individuals regarding the nature of the object in question, with debates arising as to whether it has a biological origin or if it could be associated with other peculiar occurrences observed in proximity to the International Space Station. As the mystery deepened, new sightings of the green glowing object continued to emerge, further fueling speculation and intrigue. Witnessed against the backdrop of Earth's curvature or framed against the backdrop of distant stars, the anomaly appeared to defy conventional laws of physics, evoking a sense of wonder and uncertainty. Despite efforts to explain it, the true nature of the green glowing object remained elusive, shrouded in mystery and speculation. As the sightings persisted, various theories have been put forward, each offering its own interpretation of the green glowing object's significance. The mystery of the green glowing object serves as a poignant reminder of the vastness and complexity of the universe we inhabit. In a realm where the boundaries between reality and imagination blur, where the unknown beckons with tantalizing allure, it is perhaps fitting that some mysteries remain unsolved, waiting to be revealed by the intrepid explorers of tomorrow. Mysterious waves discovered at the edge of the solar system. In a recent discovery, data was obtained from an interstellar boundary explorer that had been orbiting and collecting data in space over the last while. An explorer is a type of satellite capable of transgressing the boundaries of space and collecting data for scientists on Earth. That being said, this particular spacecraft was able to learn some interesting information as it discovered a pulsating structure in the heliopause. The heliopause is the region between the solar system and interstellar space. In the past, scientists had yet been able to collect much information on this region of space, but that has begun to change. The finding from this explorer brought scientists insight into how the boundary appears to be constantly changing over time. As of now, there have been 2 different Voyager explorers that could cross the heliopause and venture into interstellar space. These Voyagers have enabled scientists to obtain a better understanding of interstellar space and start to map the heliopause. However, they haven't been without issue, and further tools were needed to research the area. This led to the creation of NASA's Interstellar Boundary Explorer, the IBEX. This tool is used to measure the neutral atoms that are created by the sun's solar wind colliding with the interstellar wind. Some of the atoms during this collision are shot toward the Earth and can be measured by the IBEX. The collected data has made it easier for scientists to map the heliopause region. As a result, a team of scientists discovered that huge ripples or waves were happening within the heliopause. These waves were on the scale of tens of astronomical units. 1 astronomical unit is roughly the distance between the Earth and the Sun. These findings suggest that the heliopause is constantly changing, but they are not sure why. Nonetheless, this discovery is huge for the study of space and will hopefully lead to more answers in the near future. Scientists discovered 2 dusty galaxies at the edge of the universe. 2 galaxies were discovered just beyond the edge of the universe. They formed over 13 billion years ago, which is just 8 million years after the Big Bang birthed the universe itself. The astonishing part is that they have been hidden all this time behind a thick cloud of dust. At the Research Institute of Science and Engineering at Waseda University and the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan, Emitaka, Tokyo, astronomer Yoshinobu Fujimoto led a team of scientists in discovering these galaxies. It was by sheer luck that some out-of-focus patterns of extra light emissions were spotted, while Fujimoto and his team, who have studied 40 other galaxies, were focused on 2 galaxies, Rebels 12 and Rebels 29. The extra light was coming from a location several thousand light-years further than the brighter galaxies the team had their attention on. The main tool used by Fujimoto's team, who are part of a program called Reionization Era Bright Emission Line Survey, was the Atacama Large Millimeter-Submillimeter Array. ALMA is an extra-sensitive interferometer that is capable of seeing across incredible distances and through dusty environments. One astonishing feature of ALMA is it has the ability to see objects in the cosmic dawn era when stars and galaxies first formed. The newly discovered galaxies have been named Rebels 12-2 and Rebels 29-2. They are invisible in UV and optical light. ALMA was able to pick them up because of its sensitivity to faraway infrared wavelengths. The discovery of these 2 galaxies points to the possibility that 1 in 5 galaxies at cosmic dawn are hidden by thick clouds of dust. It is suggested by Fujimoto and those working with him that a blind wide-area survey to find more galaxies hidden in this way should happen in the future. This will possibly add to or change the knowledge we have for models of star and galaxy formation during this notable time. It's a richly satisfying feeling to know that entire galaxies teeming with stars were already thriving 800 million ago at the very dawn of the universe. Powerful cosmic flash is likely neutron-star merger. Neutron stars have remained one of the more mysterious aspects of astronomy, but a recent discovery has led researchers to speculate that they might not be as rare as first believed. These celestial bodies known as neutron stars are interesting because of their incredibly high density compared to their very small radius. A typical neutron star measures only about 30 kilometers across, making them veritable specks in the wide expanse of space. Likely formed by the remnants of massive supernova explosions, they are composed of densely packed neutrons containing the mass of the entire Sun in such a small space. Occasionally, these neutron stars will combust in cataclysmic mergers that can be captured and studied via imaging technology, although it can be hard for researchers to determine whether an explosion was caused as a result of a neutron star collision or something else, such as a gamma-ray burst. However, new ways of capturing these explosions have shown researchers that perhaps neutron star mergers are much more common throughout the universe. After discovery of a neutron star collision that generated both light and gravitational waves, named GW 170817, was made in 2017, astronomers began to consider that there might be a new way of searching for these occurrences. Expanding upon Albert Einstein's theories regarding using ripples in space-time to probe objects within the cosmos, an expansive multi-messenger astronomy project began which allowed researchers to combine gravitational wave technology and electromagnetic radiation to probe space in ways that had never been attempted before. Although GW 170817 was the first recorded neutron star merger, once these principles were employed in the study of other instances, they discovered that we had likely observed such mergers many times before without realizing exactly what they were. For example, a gamma-ray burst named GRB 150101b was recorded by NASA's Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope and confirmed by multiple other recordings, including the Hubble Space Telescope, the Chandra X-ray Observatory, and Neil Gehrels Swift Observatory. But now researchers looking at it with this new scientific lens believe that this explosion may have been the result of a collision between 2 neutron stars. Jeffrey Ryan with the University of Maryland at College Park and co-author of the study released a statement explaining the instance of mistaken identities, saying, "We may have a case of cosmic look-alikes. They look the same, act the same, and come from similar neighborhoods, so the simplest explanation is that they are from the same family of objects." If this is the case and explosions that were previously categorized as gamma-ray bursts may have been misidentified neutron star explosions, then the incidences of neutron stars are likely much less rare than researchers first believed. As Ryan said, this could hint at an entire category of objects that exist within the cosmos that have not yet been identified. Elena Trozier, lead author of the study, said, "Our discovery tells us that events like GW 170817 and GRB 150101b could represent a whole new class of erupting objects that turn on and off in X-rays and might actually be relatively common." Fellow co-author Henrik van Orten continued, "We need more cases like GW170817 that combine gravitational wave and electromagnetic data to find an example between a neutron star and black hole. Such a detection would be the first of its kind. Our results are encouraging for finding more mergers and making such a detection. Multi-messenger astronomy has allowed scientists to view space in an entirely new light, which will hopefully usher in a new era of new discoveries. Astronomers show what shock waves 60 times larger than the Milky Way look like. Cosmic collisions and grand, colorful explosions are a staple in space. Despite being a vacuum, space can be as colorful and bright as it is unknown and elusive. The larger and more spectacular the explosion or supernova, the more excited researchers become upon its discovery. Recently, a brand new burst of color and a spectacle transpired, an occurrence dating back to 1 billion years ago, still showcasing itself in the night skies. Despite the tremendous amount of time that has passed since its dawn, the spectacle is not only still very much visible, but it has been measured to be 60 times the size of our entire galaxy. This splendid shock wave occurred when two clusters of galaxies collided into what is known as a supercluster. Abell 3667, the name dubbed to the supercluster, is one of the most extraordinary events which we know of to have happened in the universe since the Big Bang. Professor Francesco de Gasperin of the University of Hamburg conducted various calculations, which proved Abell 3667 to have been insanely powerful. It is believed that Abell 3667 happened anywhere from 1 billion to 200 million ago. Regardless, the supercluster formed a shock wave of electrons which are still traveling at speeds of 1,500 kilometers a second, otherwise known as Mach 2.5. These particles, as they traverse the cosmos, pass the magnetic fields in space, which then are reflected back in radio waves. De Gasperin used these radio waves in his calculations alongside his colleagues. The research group used the up-and-coming Meerkat telescope that is building steady popularity within astronomical circles. However, radio waves could not provide them with enough information by themselves about the extent of the shock wave, as research was additionally conducted at the XXM Neutron X-ray Observatory to focus further on Abell 3667. The combined results from the various observatories helped scientists understand the situation and shock wave in a far better light than any prior speculation could have. According to de Gasperin, the galaxy clusters were much more complex than we initially thought. The shock waves themselves looked like filaments that traced the location of giant magnetic field lines. The full extent of their research is not yet known. Astronomers find mysterious cavity in space 500 light-years away. Astronomers have recently discovered an enormous cavity which they believe was the result of a stellar explosion millions of years ago. Described as a bubble-shaped void, they discovered the cavity between the Perseus and Taurus constellations. More precisely, it was found in a star-forming region, which is a cluster of gas and dust which to date scientists believe form from supernovas. Having mapped the Perseus-Taurus constellation star-forming region, data collected by the Gaia spacecraft revealed the huge cavity which previously went unnoticed by 2D mapping systems. Scientists had long been aware of this star region. The depth and thickness of the molecular clouds associated with the region had been a mystery for some time. There are a couple of current theories as to the presence of the void within this star-forming region. Either it is possible that a supernova exploded at the core of the bubble, pushing gas outwards and expanding the cavity, or a series of supernovae over the period of millions of years created and added to it over time. Although they may not know for sure what caused this phenomenon, scientists are well aware of how much more there is to learn about the region and supernova-related events in general. Discovering this void while trying to understand how gas and dust are released and rearranged during stellar explosions, they now want to turn their focus to the chain of events triggered by the ending of a star and the resulting supernova explosion. Hunga Tonga Hunga released the highest volcanic plume ever recorded. In January 2022, an enormous volcanic eruption took place from Hunga Tonga Hunga Apai. The columns this volcano created were 57 kilometers above sea level. This is the first volcanic eruption ever to breach the mesosphere, and it's one of the most extraordinary events ever recorded. The height was recorded by measuring the temperature at the top of the plume. Satellites are able to take infrared observations and measure temperature. In this case, the plumes from the eruptions went too high, and researchers could not rely on the temperature given by a satellite. Fortunately, they had a better idea and made the measurement based on parallax. They used the data from 3 geostationary weather satellites to observe the eruptions from different positions. This entailed taking images every 10 minutes to accurately record the event and get a correct reading of the height. This ingenious method for measuring the eruptions has rippled through the science community, and many others are excited to put it to use when analyzing future eruptions. Nonetheless, for the moment, this is the largest eruption that has ever been witnessed in recent human history. Second place goes to Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines. With this new knowledge, scientists are excited to find out more about this eruption and what may have caused it. Recent theories make the claim that it could be caused due to climate change and the impact humans are having on the environment. Meanwhile, others believe it's just a normal act of nature. Sakhalin Island, situated off the eastern coast of Russia, is renowned for its rugged landscapes, rich biodiversity, and fascinating history. Yet, amid its natural wonders and cultural heritage, one strange legend stands out: the tale of the Sakhalin Island seawolf. The story of the Sakhalin Island seawolf dates back to February 2006, when Russian soldiers stationed on the island stumbled upon a bizarre and otherworldly creature washed ashore on its remote coastline. According to accounts from the time, the creature was unlike anything the soldiers had ever seen before, possessing a strange and unsettling appearance that defied explanation. Based on a scientific study, the skeletal analysis has revealed that the bones and teeth under scrutiny do not belong to a fish species. Contrary to initial assumptions, the remains do not align with those of a crocodile or alligator. Surprisingly, the skull structure bears resemblance to that of a canine, a stark deviation from the expected reptilian features. Moreover, the hind part of the creature corresponds to that of a fish, raising intriguing questions about its evolutionary lineage and anatomical peculiarities. Described as a massive creature with a sleek tail and possessing silver fur, the sea wolf struck an imposing figure as it lay sprawled on the sandy beach, its long sinewy limbs splayed out around it. Its presence elicited a mixture of awe and fear among the soldiers, who approached cautiously, unsure of what they had discovered. As word of the creature's discovery spread, rumors and speculation ran rampant among the island's inhabitants. Some believed it to be a mythical sea monster, while others speculated that it was a genetic mutation or an extraterrestrial being from another world. Yet, despite the myriad theories and conjectures, the true nature of the Sakhalin Island seawolf remained shrouded in mystery. Oddly enough, in the days that followed, it was reported that military helicopters took the specimen away in hopes of studying the mysterious creature and unlocking the secrets of its origin. However, no further update was given in regard to what the creature was and where it came from. As the scientific community debated the origins of the Sakhalin Island seawolf, local legends and folklore began to emerge, weaving tales of mysterious creatures said to inhabit off the coast of the island. Yet, despite skeptics saying that the creature is a whale, the true nature of the Sakhalin Island seawolf remained elusive. As quickly as it had appeared, the creature vanished from the public eye, leaving behind only whispers and speculation in its wake. In the years that followed, many suggested that the mysterious creature could have been a globster. Globsters, mysterious and perplexing entities that wash ashore on beaches around the world, have long captured the imagination of scientists, researchers, and curious onlookers alike. These mysterious masses of organic matter, often described as amorphous, gelatinous blobs, defy easy classification and have given rise to a plethora of theories and conjectures regarding their origins and nature. The term globster was coined in the late 1960s by Ivan T. Sanderson, a noted zoologist and cryptozoologist, to describe anomalous marine carcasses that defied conventional identification. These peculiar entities, often characterized by their massive size, unusual appearance, and lack of recognizable features, have since become the subject of intense scrutiny and speculation within the scientific community. One of the most famous globsters in history washed ashore on a beach in Tasmania in 1960. Dubbed the Tasmanian globster, this massive, gelatinous mass captivated onlookers and confounded experts with its bizarre appearance and unknown origin. Initial assessments suggested that it may have been a decomposing whale carcass, but further analysis revealed discrepancies that cast doubt on this explanation. Subsequent globster sightings have only added to the mystery surrounding these mysterious entities. From the St. Augustine monster discovered in Florida in 1896 to the Chilean blob found in Punta Arenas in 2003, globsters have continued to baffle and intrigue scientists and lay people alike with their inexplicable presence and perplexing characteristics. One of the most perplexing aspects of globsters is their apparent lack of identifiable features. Unlike typical marine carcasses, which often retain recognizable anatomical structures such as bones, fins, and scales, globsters are typically devoid of such characteristics, presenting instead as amorphous, shapeless masses of organic material. This lack of distinct features has led to a wide range of hypotheses regarding the true nature of globsters. Some researchers have proposed that they may be the remains of unknown or undiscovered species of marine animals, while others have suggested that they may be the result of natural processes such as decomposition or taphonomy. Another theory posits that globsters may be the result of human activities, such as pollution or military experiments that have altered the natural environment and led to the creation of these mysterious entities. While there is little concrete evidence to support this hypothesis, it remains a subject of speculation and debate among scientists and researchers. In recent years, advances in technology and analytical techniques have allowed scientists to gain new insights into the nature of globsters. DNA analysis, isotopic analysis, and other cutting-edge methods have provided valuable information about the composition and origin of these mysterious entities, shedding new light on their strange nature. Yet, despite these advancements, many questions remain unanswered. The true origin and nature of globsters continue to elude scientists, leaving them to ponder the mysteries of these perplexing entities and the secrets they may hold about the hidden depths of the ocean and the vast unknowns that lie beyond. The mysterious Trunco. Trunco, the cryptid sea creature that has captivated the imagination of cryptozoologists and enthusiasts alike, remains one of the most mysterious and elusive entities in the realm of unexplained phenomena. Described as a massive, furry, and trunked sea creature resembling a hybrid between a polar bear and an elephant, Trunco has been the subject of numerous sightings and reports, yet its existence continues to elude scientific validation. In the coastal town of Margate, South Africa, on October 25, 1924, a strange creature, affectionately dubbed as Trunco, made its mysterious appearance, triggering a wave of fascination and speculation among locals and beyond. The fascinating account of this event was chronicled in an article titled "Fish Like a Polar Bear" that graced the pages of London's esteemed Daily Mail on December 27, 1924. According to reports, Trunco was first sighted engaged in a dramatic confrontation with two formidable killer whales in the turbulent waters. The intense battle unfolded over a span of 3 gripping hours, during which the unusual creature astounded onlookers by skillfully deploying its powerful tail to fend off the relentless attacks of its adversaries. A remarkable feat attributed to Trunco was its ability to propel itself out of the water to an impressive height of approximately 20 feet. During its 10-day stay on Margate Beach, a mysterious creature emerged. Yet despite its presence, no scientific investigation was conducted on the carcass while it remained stranded. Consequently, a detailed and reliable description of the creature was never documented. And up until September 2010, it was widely believed that no photographs of the creature had ever been made public. There were unverified accounts from unidentified individuals who allegedly described the creature as having lustrous snowy white fur, an enormous elephant-like trunk, a tail reminiscent of a lobster, and a bloodless carcass. Beachgoers who encountered the creature attempted to measure it, revealing that it spanned a massive 47 feet or 14 meters in length, stood 10 feet or 3 meters wide, and towered 5 feet or 1.5 meters in height. Additional measurements included a trunk length of 5 feet, with a diameter of 14 inches, a 10-foot tail, and fur length of 8 inches. The lack of scientific inquiry, combined with the descriptions provided, shrouded the creature in mystery, leaving many perplexed by its peculiar characteristics and unexplained features. In the years that followed, additional sightings of Trunco were reported, further fueling the mystery surrounding this cryptid sea creature. Witnesses described encountering a similar creature in various locations around the world, including Australia and Antarctica, leading some researchers to speculate that trunco may be a migratory species with a wide-ranging habitat. One of the most intriguing aspects of trunco is its purported ability to withstand extreme conditions and exhibit remarkable physical prowess. Witnesses have reported observing trunco engaging in acrobatic feats, such as somersaults and backflips, as well as demonstrating incredible strength and agility in its interactions with other marine creatures. Despite the abundance of eyewitness accounts and anecdotal evidence, skeptics remain unconvinced of trunco's existence, citing the lack of concrete scientific evidence and the possibility of misidentification or hoaxes. Critics argue that many purported sightings of trunco can be attributed to known marine animals, such as whales, seals, or large fish, whose unusual behavior or appearance may have led to misinterpretation. However, proponents of trunco argue that the sheer volume and consistency of eyewitness reports lend credibility to the existence of this mysterious creature. They point to the similarities between various accounts and the absence of a known species that matches trunco's unique characteristics, suggesting that it may represent a previously undiscovered species or an evolutionary offshoot of a known marine animal. In recent years, advances in technology and research techniques have provided new opportunities for investigating the mystery of trunco. DNA analysis, satellite tracking, and underwater exploration have all been proposed as potential avenues for uncovering evidence of trunco's existence and shedding light on its biology and behavior. Despite these efforts, trunco remains a mystery, its existence shrouded in mystery and speculation. Whether trunco represents a real undiscovered species or merely a figment of the imagination, its legend continues to captivate the minds of cryptozoologists and enthusiasts around the world, inspiring curiosity and wonder about the hidden mysteries of the ocean depths. Until conclusive evidence is obtained, the true nature of trunco will remain a subject of debate and fascination, adding another layer of intrigue to the rich tapestry of cryptozoological lore. The mysteries surrounding unidentified flying objects have long captivated the human imagination and fueled speculation about the existence of extraterrestrial life. From alleged sightings by military personnel to unexplained aerial phenomena captured on camera, the mystery of UFOs has sparked debate and curiosity across the globe. Tucker Carlson has raised questions regarding the military's fascination with UFOs, expressing curiosity about the high speeds at which these unidentified objects are reportedly moving. He highlighted his astonishment at the lack of understanding regarding the mechanisms enabling these UFOs to travel at speeds reaching thousands of miles per hour. This inquiry into the military's interest in UFOs not only delves into the perceived mystery surrounding these phenomena, but also underscores the perplexity surrounding their otherworldly abilities. UFOs and their occupants may not necessarily originate from faraway planets as commonly believed, but intriguingly, they could be considered as ethereal beings intertwined with the very fabric of Earth since the dawn of human existence. In a recent episode of comedian Joe Rogan's podcast, the theory posited by Tucker Carlson, a seasoned news analyst, delves into the realm of the supernatural. Carlson's discourse on the show touched upon the unconventional, suggesting a narrative beyond traditional explanations. During the extensive and detailed conversation on Rogan's show, Carlson shared a wealth of evidence suggesting that unidentified objects are not only present underwater, but also beneath the Earth's surface. He emphasized the long-standing presence of these objects, indicating a historical timeline that extends backward in time. Through his engaging discussion, Carlson underscored the notion that these mysterious phenomena have persisted for an extended duration. Carlson's recent remarks mirror a growing sentiment expressed by legislators with an interest in UFOs, such as Missouri's Congressman Eric Burleson and his Republican colleague Tim Burchett. Over the last year, both Burleson and Burchett have drawn parallels between UFOs and entities described in the Bible. In the opening chapter of the Book of Ezekiel, there appears to be a distinct account resembling a UFO sighting as highlighted by Representative Burchett during a press briefing in January 2023. He emphasized this observation in preparation for his efforts to convene UFO whistleblowers to present their testimonies before the Congress last summer. In discussions regarding extraterrestrial encounters, Representative Burleson, who possesses first-hand knowledge from classified briefings about UFO phenomena, expressed that when he mentions angels, he is referring to entities existing beyond our conventional dimensions. Tucker Carlson seemed to genuinely support these ideas during his appearance on his podcast on April 19th, while also expressing a lack of knowledge about numerous unanswered questions related to the subject, now often referred to as unidentified anomalous phenomena or UAP. Carlson's remarks indicated a level of agreement with these concepts, while also showcasing his uncertainty about various aspects of the topic. Carlson mentioned that the individuals in question have roots in this place, having resided here for millennia, though their precise identity remains uncertain. He further elaborated by expressing his firm belief that they can be defined as spiritual entities, although the precise interpretation of this concept remains somewhat ambiguous. The experienced broadcaster clarified his perspective on the term supernatural, elucidating that it refers to entities existing beyond the realms of observable nature and operating outside the boundaries dictated by scientific laws. These beings are characterized by their deviation from conventional scientific principles and are perceived to transcend the constraints of the physical world. In the early months of 2024, Joe Rogan made noteworthy remarks regarding Tucker Carlson's increasing engagement with the topic of UFOs, expressing curiosity about Carlson's level of insight as he anticipated Carlson's upcoming appearance on his show. Throughout the early 20th century and continuing to the present day, the discussion surrounding unidentified flying objects has often intertwined with speculations associating them with religious visitations or the existence of interdimensional beings. This intriguing connection has persisted as a prominent element in the ongoing conversations about this subject. The notion achieved its peak prominence and arguably reached its most esteemed status when the astronomer and internet trailblazer Jacques Vallée published the book Passport to From Folklore to Flying Saucers in the year 1969. Vallée, the individual who would go on to inspire François Truffaut's portrayal in Steven Spielberg's renowned science fiction film Close Encounters of the Third Kind, dedicated extensive years to meticulously researching an array of ancient manuscripts and documents in preparation for the revolutionary publication. In his analysis, the researcher juxtaposed over 1,100 documented sightings of luminous airborne clay vessels in Japan, ancient Roman records describing hovering shields, and folklore from Native American cultures referring to baskets from heaven. Another biblical account that raises questions about the nature of celestial phenomena is the story of the Star of Bethlehem found in the Gospel of Matthew. According to the Bible, a bright star appeared in the sky to guide the three wise men to the birthplace of Jesus Christ. While traditional interpretations view the Star of Bethlehem as a miraculous celestial event or divine sign, some UFO researchers speculate that it may have been a UFO or other unexplained aerial phenomenon. The exact nature of the Star of Bethlehem remains a subject of debate among scholars and theologians. Some proponents of the extraterrestrial hypothesis argue that ancient civilizations encountered advanced beings from other planets who influenced human culture and religion. According to this theory, UFO sightings and encounters with extraterrestrial beings were recorded in religious texts as divine or supernatural events due to the limited understanding of ancient peoples regarding advanced technology and space travel. Others speculate that UFO sightings in the Bible may be symbolic or metaphorical representations of spiritual or mystical experiences rather than literal encounters with extraterrestrial beings. In this view, biblical accounts of celestial phenomena serve as allegories or parables that convey deeper truths about the human condition and the nature of the divine. In a recent interview with news outlets, the renowned researcher Jacques Vallée expressed his aspiration for research efforts in the realm of UFO studies to serve as a model for future investigations if conducted with adherence to established protocols and principles. While scholarly discussions have connected UFO phenomena to demonic beings or divine miracles, less academic interpretations can also be found in popular media outlets. These alternative narratives often explore the intersection of UFO encounters with supernatural or religious beliefs, showcasing varying perspectives on the mysterious and unexplained encounters. In a comprehensive conversation with Brian Allen, the editor of Phenomena magazine, Anglican pastor Ray Bocci shared a striking account revealing a purported belief held by a specific group within the Pentagon. According to Pastor Bocci, there exists a strong conviction among some Pentagon factions that UFOs are not of extraterrestrial origin, but rather manifestations of demonic influences. The Defense Intelligence Agency conducted a thorough investigation into the phenomenon involving what was described as a demonic presence, categorizing these particular extraterrestrial beings as non-human entities as per Allen's statement. In their belief system, Individuals held the conviction that the UFO phenomenon encompassed a demonic essence rather than hostile intentions towards humanity, viewing it through a biblical lens. Governments worldwide have maintained a veil of secrecy surrounding UFOs, often citing national security concerns as the primary reason for withholding information. While skeptics may dismiss UFO sightings as mere misidentifications or hoaxes, there is growing evidence to suggest that these unidentified aerial phenomena possess capabilities far beyond those of conventional aircraft. One of the key factors driving government secrecy regarding UFOs is the potential technological superiority demonstrated by these unidentified craft. Numerous reports from military personnel and trained observers describe UFOs executing maneuvers that defy the laws of physics as we understand them. These craft have been observed accelerating at incredible speeds, making sudden stops and sharp turns without any visible means of propulsion, and exhibiting other behaviors that far exceed the capabilities of known aircraft. If these reports are accurate, it raises serious questions about the origin and nature of these objects, as well as the possibility of advanced technology beyond our current understanding. Furthermore, the prospect of UFOs outperforming our jets poses significant implications for national security. If these unidentified craft possess capabilities that surpass our most advanced military aircraft, it could potentially undermine our ability to defend airspace and protect against potential threats. Governments may fear that acknowledging the existence of such superior technology could erode public confidence in their ability to maintain national security and deter potential adversaries. Another concern is the potential impact on public perception and societal stability. The disclosure of UFO encounters that involve superior technology could lead to widespread panic and confusion among the populace. People may question the government's ability to protect them from unknown threats, leading to social unrest and destabilization. Governments may therefore opt to withhold information in order to prevent mass hysteria and maintain control over the narrative surrounding UFO phenomena. Additionally, the revelation of UFO encounters could have profound implications for international relations. If certain governments possess knowledge of advanced extraterrestrial technology, they may be reluctant to share this information with other nations for fear of upsetting the balance of power. The existence of UFOs with superior capabilities could also spark geopolitical tensions as countries vie for control over this potentially game-changing technology. Furthermore, the involvement of military personnel in UFO encounters adds a layer of complexity to the issue. Many of these individuals are bound by strict security protocols and may face repercussions for disclosing classified information. As a result, even if they witness compelling evidence of UFOs outperforming jets, they may be reluctant to come forward for fear of jeopardizing their careers or facing ridicule from their peers. The far side of the moon, also known as the dark side, has captivated human imagination for centuries. This mysterious region of our celestial neighbor, perpetually hidden from Earth's view, has puzzled scientists and space enthusiasts alike. One of the primary reasons for the mystery surrounding the far side of the moon is its perpetual hiddenness from Earth. Due to a phenomenon known as tidal locking, the moon rotates on its axis at the same rate that it orbits Earth, resulting in one side always facing our planet while the other side remains hidden. As a result, until the advent of space exploration, humans had never seen the far side of the moon with their own eyes, leading to speculation and curiosity about what lies beyond the lunar horizon. Recently, China's lunar rover has made a groundbreaking discovery on the moon's surface by spotting a collection of mysterious see-through glass spheres on the remote side of the moon. These peculiar formations have perplexed scientists as they do not resemble any known minerals found on the moon before. In a recent research investigation detailed in the Science Bulletin Journal, experts analyzed photographs captured by the panoramic camera installed on the rover. The study unveiled a plethora of small spherical and dumbbell-shaped glassy particles measuring in centimeters. The microscopic analysis of these distinctive globules has brought to light intriguing insights into the composition and formation processes of these unique structures. In a statement, Dr. Jiong Xiao, the lead researcher from Sun Yat-sen University in China, expressed astonishment at the extraordinary nature of the globules found on the moon. These peculiar formations have captivated our attention due to their unparalleled uniqueness within the lunar landscape. Researchers, including Apollo astronauts, have conducted detailed investigations of minerals present on the Moon, such as tektite and microtektites, which are created through interactions with asteroids, meteorites, and various celestial bodies from space. Their assessments indicate that these lunar minerals are predominantly characterized as dark, opaque, and clast-rich. The lunar rover's landing team expressed surprise at encountering transparent glass beads in that region, highlighting an unexpected discovery. During the initial 12 lunar days of the mission, at least 2 spherical formations were identified along the relatively short 700-meter or 2,300-foot path. Additionally, another 2 instances were potentially identified, but were pending confirmation due to limitations in image resolution as reported by scientists. The rover's exploration revealed significant findings within this period, shedding light on the geological composition of the lunar surface. In an endeavor to trace the source of the globules observed, the researchers embarked on a comprehensive investigation that scrutinized various characteristics such as color, morphology, geometry, and plausible exposure durations. To unravel this mystery, they meticulously compared these globules against established lunar rock types and delved into the crucial aspect of critical cooling rates of crystallization. The spherical particles are believed to exhibit a strong resemblance to those created by impacts, suggesting that the glassy structures originated from materials low in iron content. The presence of tektite-like impact glasses on the Moon suggests that similar impact events could generate such formations on other celestial bodies. It is believed that these glassy globules are likely a common byproduct of ancient impact basins on the lunar surface. Dr. Xiao emphasized the significance of studying the compositions and isotopic ages of these glassy remnants as they hold valuable insights into unraveling the early history of impacts. By analyzing the properties of these impact glasses, researchers aim to gain a deeper understanding of the impact dynamics and events that shaped the Moon and potentially other planetary bodies in the solar system. The minerals found on the lunar surface are considered abundant by researchers, making them potentially valuable resources for manufacturing glasses directly on-site once human habitats are established on the Moon in the upcoming years. These abundant minerals present on the Moon hold significant promise, as they can be utilized extensively to create glass products without the need to transport materials from Earth. The researchers emphasize that there remains a significant degree of uncertainty regarding the extent of similarity in terms of both chemistry and origins between these glass globules and analogous minerals found on Earth. Dr. Xiao expressed a sense of disappointment regarding the missed opportunity to gather compositional data on the glasses after the rover had already moved past them. However, he mentioned that similar globules may be prevalent on the far side of the Moon. This missed chance highlights the potential abundance of such formations that could provide valuable insights into lunar geology. Aliens may have observed civilizations emerge on Earth. Earth is perfectly positioned so that at least 1,715 nearby star systems are in view. It stands to reason that if there has been any extraterrestrial life on just one of those systems, they may have witnessed the birth of early human civilizations. These nearby star systems make up the Earth Transit Zone, or ETZ for short, and with over 300 new stars entering the ETZ within the next 5,000 years, the possibilities for alien contact only seem to increase. Not too long ago, the European Space Agency began a new mission to explore this possibility. The agency successfully launched the Gaia mission, which aims to create a 3D map of our galaxy. Gaia has discovered something truly incredible. The agency found that 75 of the closest stars in the ETZ have been touched by our radio signals. Since humans began transmitting radio signals about 100 years ago, the study found that our radio waves would have washed over them already, according to Lisa Koltanger, the director of the Carl Sagan Institute at Cornell University. Koltanger claims that these selected 75 stars are of the most interesting subset of stars for uncovering extraterrestrial intelligence. The possibility for contact with aliens has always seemed to be a sort of fantasy, but it is becoming more of an attainable goal. If extraterrestrial life does exist among these nearby star systems, it is possible that they could view Earth and even detect our life on the planet. Earth's most telling signs of life are given in the form of atmospheric oxygen and methane. Due to the necessity for oxygen and methane to react to form carbon dioxide and water, the two gases would need to be produced in large quantities for life to be possible. The only sound explanation for atmospheric oxygen and methane is the presence of life, according to Coltanger. Astronomers are always on the hunt for these telltale signs of life on faraway exoplanets. These gases can be spotted by monitoring the stars that each planet orbits. When a planet passes between the star and our viewpoint, the star's light dims. The extent to which it dims gives us a great deal of information. By analyzing the features of the star as it dims, it will determine the chemical composition of the passing planet atmosphere. In December 2020, the Gaia mission discovered some breaking news. A report was finalized which contained a complete accounting for the movements of all ETZ stars through time. For the first time, we could take the movement of everything around us into account, Coltanger said. What Gaia gives you is the movement of the star over a couple of years. It has been found that within a constrained time frame, the movement of stars can be intricately predicted, unless they encounter a gravitational anomaly like a black hole, she said. So with the new Gaia data, Coltanger and her team could rewind the movement of nearby stars to essentially peer back in time. This allowed them to check where the stars were located 5,000 years ago and whether they provided a view of Earth at that time. They used the same method to look 5,000 years into the future. This allows astronomers to understand what stars have truly been within reach of us and which ones may have felt our radio waves. With this new information, we can begin upgrading our search for extraterrestrial life. Did our DNA come from space rocks? The building blocks of our DNA have been discovered in space rocks, begging the question, did our DNA come from space rocks? It's possible that cosmic impacts brought the ingredients needed to create life on Earth. DNA is made of 4 vital ingredients, nucleobases named adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. For years, scientists wondered if meteorites could have brought these ingredients to Earth. However, until now, only adenine and guanine had been detected. Nucleobases come in 2 forms, called purines and pyrimidines. For a long time, only purines were seen in meteorites, and pyrimidines seemed to be missing in action. The main difference between the two is that purines are made from a hexagonal molecule fused with a pentagonal one, while pyrimidines are smaller and are made from just the hexagonal molecule. Scientists have now been able to find all the purines and pyrimidines that are in DNA and RNA in the meteorites that arrived on Earth. According to the astrochemist who led the study, Yoshihiro Oba, the presence of the 5 primary nucleobases and meteorites may have a contribution to the emergence of genetic functions before the onset of life on the early Earth. The methods used in this study to detect the nucleobases demonstrate the incredible scientific advancements that have been made in recent years. Researchers use techniques that were originally designed for genetic and pharmaceutical research that are able to detect nucleobases down to the range of parts per trillion. The techniques used were at least 10 to 100 times greater in sensitivity than previous techniques to detect pyrimidines in meteorites. The samples analyzed in this study were from 3 carbon-rich meteorites that had been previously suspected of having the capability to host chemical reactions that created nucleobases, Murchison, Murray, and Tagish Lake meteorites. Although it's still unknown why purines were much more abundant in the meteorites than pyramids, one clue could be that purines contain a pentagonal ring called imidazole, while pyramids do not. Whatever the reason for this discrepancy, one thing is for certain. This study could be a breakthrough in understanding how life formed on Earth. An invisible black hole has been found just outside the Milky Way galaxy. For the first time ever, a black hole has been detected outside of the borders of the Milky Way galaxy. It's a small inactive black hole that seems to have been hiding in plain sight. It's located in a satellite galaxy called the Large Magellanic Cloud, which is a close neighbor of the Milky Way. Part of what makes this black hole discovery a big deal is that it could help scientists discover more black holes like it as well as give a better understanding of how black holes are formed. Black holes are definitely deceptive beings. Their enormous density creates an extreme gravitational field that stops even light from gaining enough velocity to escape. They are hidden by the darkness with no light shining that we can detect. They deviate from this darkness when they are actively consuming space material. The process is quite chaotic and causes X-ray radiation to form around the margins of the black hole. When black holes are inactive, they are pretty much invisible, and the way they are best detected in this phase is the intense amount of gravity, but only if you know how to search. When a stellar mass black hole, which is a black hole produced by the gravitational collapse of a star, is in a binary system with another star, the movement of the orbit of its partner moving around what looks like empty space is a possible indication of a black hole being present. That being said, not all empty spaces are black holes. This can make it tricky for scientists to call their findings definite. This particular team of researchers was composed of astronomer Thomas Chenna of Amsterdam University in the Netherlands, Karim El-Badri of the Harvard and Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, and Julia Bodenstein of the European Southern Observatory. They have been meticulously debunking black hole discovery claims because the evidence has to be undisputable. For the last 2 years, this careful team has zeroed in their focus on the Tarantula Nebula in the Large Magellanic Cloud. This nebula is known for being a star nursery. Young massive stars call it home. Around 1,000 of these baby stars were studied to see if the scientists could observe a wobble that would indicate a binary orbit. The binary that helped discover the black hole is believed to be one of many that can be researched to discover the patterns of black holes. Strange objects punching holes through Saturn's F-ring. When it comes to space, there is truly no end to the mysteries that are revealed every day. Recently, scientists studying images captured by NASA's Cassini spacecraft noticed something interesting occurring within Saturn's notoriously chaotic F-ring. It seemed that there were large mysterious objects about a kilometer wide that were penetrating the thin icy ring, leaving trails of tiny ice particles steaming behind it for anywhere between 40 to 180 kilometers. These objects did not smash or blast through the rings at high speeds either. Instead, they made their way through rather leisurely at only 2 meters per second. At a temporary loss for what exactly this strange phenomenon was, astronomers fittingly named them mini-jets. Saturn's F-ring is notably dynamic and has intrigued scientists who are interested in unlocking its secrets, meaning that these mini-jets are another piece in the celestial puzzle. Astronomers have long observed the ability of moons such as Prometheus and Pandora, in addition to various other large bodies surrounding Saturn, to cause fluctuations and ripples in the F-ring, creating what seem to be sticky, snowball-like objects. Based on these recent images, scientists hypothesize that these snowballs, once formed, go on a journey through the rings, growing in size as they create their own orbits that weave spectacularly through the existing ice rings of Saturn. Interestingly, although this discovery was made fairly recently, the mini-jets have been around for quite some time. Scientists studying Cassini images from all the way back in February 2009 first noticed the trails, which were incredibly tiny in photographs, and then embarked on a scavenger hunt through all of the Cassini photographs taken in the intervening years to attempt to discover if the phenomenon was a fluke or something more regular. This image search was no small task, as the F-ring circumference is 881,000 kilometers long, and over 20,000 images of the region were taken during the time frame. However, at the end of the search, astronomers identified 500 instances of these mini-jets, which indicates that they are a much more regular occurrence than initially suspected and certainly warrant further study. Not only did the images captured by Cassini unveil the interesting mini-jets, but they also revealed a lot about the surprisingly complex nature of the F-ring. Carl Murray, who is a member of the Cassini imaging team, described it by saying that these latest Cassini results go to show how the F-ring is even more dynamic than we ever thought. The F-ring region is like a bustling zoo of objects from a kilometer in size to moons like Prometheus 100 kilometers in size, creating a spectacular show. And these ice trails certainly put on a spectacular show indeed. These images can help scientists studying space to understand how entities like Saturn with its mysterious dusty rings came to emerge according to the laws of the solar system. Additionally, astronomers studying Saturn and its rings can use these images and what they reveal about the mini-jets within to better understand the flourishing activity occurring all around the giant of our solar system. For such a seemingly lifeless expanse, space boasts some of the most amazing occurrences happening without us ever noticing. Saturn radio signal puzzles astronomers. Astronomers are feeling a little baffled by the signals they are getting from Saturn. No, this is not angsty dating we are talking about, it's inconsistent radio signals. The northern and southern hemispheres of Saturn are sending natural radio wave signals that differ from one another. Not only that, but over time, Saturn's radio signals, which are regulated by the planet's rotation, change quite dramatically as time passes. This is possibly synchronized with the seasons of Saturn. fellow gas giant Jupiter gave scientists the false confidence that they understood the radio wave patterns of other gas giants. Saturn is definitely proving them wrong because its radio wave signals are so different. Saturn kilometric radiation, or SKR, are the natural radio waves emitted by Saturn. They cannot be heard by the human ear, but when converted to the audio range we can hear, they sound like short bursts of a spinning air raid siren. But this noise varies with each rotation of the planet. Jupiter's steady radio wave pattern gave scientists the opportunity to measure its rotation rate. Saturn, on the other hand, is acting like an unpredictable toddler when it comes to handing over data that will allow its rotation rate to be measured. Other spacecraft, such as NASA's European Space Agency, Ulysses probe, and Cassini collected data that found the radio burst varied by seconds to minutes. In fact, Cassini, which stayed in Saturn's orbit from February 2008 to 2017, observed that the radio emissions were in fact a duet and not solo emissions. But the two players in the duet are out of sync. The North Pole radio emissions have a repeat pattern of 10.6 hours, while the radio waves emitted from the South Pole repeat every 10.8 hours. However, even these times are not consistent, and it was shown that over time, Saturn's southern time period made a steady decrease while the northern time increased. Last March, the two came together at approximately 10.67 hours. Since the time of convergence, the southern SKR emissions have continued to decrease, and the northern ones have carried on increasing. In the annals of UFO research, few events have sparked as much intrigue and speculation as the revelations made by military personnel about unidentified flying objects. For decades, accounts of encounters with mysterious aerial phenomena have emerged from the shadows of secrecy, often dismissed or disregarded by mainstream discourse. However, a notable shift has occurred in recent years as courageous individuals from within the military have stepped forward to share their experiences and insights, prompting a reassessment of humanity's relationship with the cosmos. Retired Army Sergeant Clifford Stone stands as a prominent figure in the realm of UFO investigation. With a distinguished service record as a combat veteran in the Vietnam War spanning over 2 decades, from 1968 to 1990, Stone was a vital member of a clandestine special operations unit assigned to retrieve debris from crashed UFOs, extraterrestrial technology remains, and other unearthly artifacts. Furthermore, Stone revealed startling claims that extraterrestrial beings have been visiting Earth in highly sophisticated spacecraft capable of traversing vast distances in space within incredibly short time frames, far exceeding the limits of our current understanding of technology and interstellar travel. During his initial deployment, he was stationed with the NBC team responsible for handling nuclear, biological, and chemical matters at the Fort McClellan Army Post in Alabama. Throughout his regular duties, he remained dedicated until a significant shift occurred when he was summoned for special retrieval operations. Strikingly, he was absent for a week from his usual tasks, as the military called upon him for UFO retrieval missions. Intriguingly, his official military service records were tampered with, intentionally omitting any mention of his involvement in UFO recovery missions and instead portraying him as a mere typist, concealing his crucial role in these confidential operations. Stone effectively substantiated his arguments by revealing the presence of confidential initiatives like Moondust and Bluefly. These projects were specifically designed to conceal the remnants of unidentified flying objects through the utilization of Freedom of Information Acts, thereby concealing any evidence related to such phenomena. In a detailed analysis of an Air Force intelligence correspondence referred to as the Betts Memo dating back to 1961, Sergeant Stone successfully unveiled crucial information to the broader audience. It disclosed that Project Moondust encompassed the capacity to swiftly deploy competent field intelligence personnel for the retrieval or on-site investigation of unidentified flying objects. This revelation sheds light on the military's proactive approach towards dealing with UFO incidents and the strategic deployment of skilled personnel for efficient response to such occurrences. The insights provided by Stone's examination of the Betts Memo underscore the seriousness with which the military was addressing the phenomenon of unidentified aerial phenomena. Stone gathered authentic UFO-related documents from his time in the military through the Freedom of Information Act. These catalogs serve as concrete evidence of his involvement in UFO crash retrievals, further corroborating his claims of being part of such operations during his military tenure. Stone's meticulous research and acquisition of these classified materials not only validate his experiences but also underscore the credibility of his accounts. By delving into the archives and unearthing these valuable records, Stone has substantially fortified the foundation of his narrative, offering compelling insights into the covert world of UFOs. Stone mentioned in past interviews that during his time in the military, he was under surveillance by an unidentified individual referred to as Colonel, whose official rank remained undisclosed to him. This colonel accompanied Stone to sites of crashed UFOs and conducted debriefing sessions with him. Stone recalled being granted access by the colonel to peruse a detailed manual, 3 inches thick, that contained comprehensive data on 57 different varieties of extraterrestrial biological entities that were within the knowledge of the military. This encounter revealed intriguing insights into the secrecy surrounding UFO phenomena and the extent of the government's awareness of extraterrestrial life forms. The individual mentioned that numerous species bore resemblances to humans, albeit with slightly larger eyes characterized by black irises. His account elaborated that extraterrestrial beings exclusively communicated through telepathy, possessing the ability to delve into and understand thoughts and emotions. In 1973, there was an incident involving Stone where he played a part in recovering a downed, unidentified flying object. Following his retirement in 1989, he discreetly concealed a tiny metallic fragment from the UFO within his shoe and proceeded to bury it in the vicinity of his estate located in the states of New Mexico and Nevada. In his account, he said the following: "Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clifford Stone. I was a sergeant first class United States Army. I had a secret clearance with Nuclear Shorty. I could get the clearance that I needed to do whatever it was necessary for me to do at the time on special operations when I was called in on those. What I'm referring to here is that I was involved in situations where we actually did recoveries of crashed saucers. There were bodies involved with some of these crashes and also some were alive. While we were doing all this, we were telling the American public there was nothing to it. We were telling the world there was nothing to it. I'd like to go into detail on some of the nuts and bolts cases right here, but I will be available if you have any questions concerning my involvement in this. You can talk to Dr. Greer to arrange for me to get to talk to you. But the whole situation is we have setbacks. We've told the American people that there's no such thing as UFOs. I've been involved where we have recovered these objects. We know them to be of extraterrestrials. In 1969, I had an event that happened to me while I was stationed at Fort Lee, Virginia. We went to Indiantown Gap, Pennsylvania, and that would be my first exposure to any time that we would be recovering an unidentified flying object. When we went there, we already had people that were in the facility with a backup team, which was supposed to be NBC because there were supposed to be some nuclear materials that were on board this craft. Later on, most people involved were told that there was nothing on board. UFO crashes are not events that take place every day. They're rare. I know we're not alone in the universe. I know that the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. It's evidence that has been denied to the American people. I stand before you today and my Almighty God. And I tell you this, if the Congress calls me in and says, "Will you testify in detail what you know?" I stand here today prepared and ready to do just that. Governments must never lie to the people for no reason. Thank you. The mysterious Petrozavodsk jellyfish UFO sighting. In the early hours of a September morning during the late 1970s in the Soviet Union, a period marked by the persisting tension of the Cold War, the inhabitants of a quaint Russian township were stirred from their slumber by an unusual sight. Gazing skyward, they beheld a mysterious light traversing above them. Gradually, this luminous anomaly transformed into a peculiar jellyfish-like entity, emitting mysterious beams of light towards the earth below. Astonishingly, remnants of its visitation, tangible evidence of its existence, were left behind, further mystifying the bewildered onlookers. The event unfolded against the backdrop of a geopolitical era rife with suspicion and intrigue, intensifying the intrigue and speculation surrounding this unexplainable phenomenon. The event stands out as one of the most captivating UFO sightings documented in history. Despite numerous proposed interpretations, many UFO researchers still consider this incident a mystery. The fact that it took place during the intense backdrop of the Cold War, with its endpoint a decade away, adds an extra layer of fascination and complexity to the scenario. This mysterious encounter continues to puzzle experts, fueling speculation and debate within the UFO research community. The circumstances surrounding this event, occurring amidst the tensions of the Cold War era, have contributed to the enduring intrigue and strange nature of this unresolved phenomenon. In the early hours of September 20, 1977, around 4 in the morning, as documented by Michael Hieserman's records, a peculiar and extraordinary phenomenon unfolded in Petrozavodsk. Numerous Petrozavodsk residents, particularly those preparing for their morning routines, were astounded by a truly extraordinary occurrence. As reported by the reputable newspaper, Pravda, an incredibly luminescent entity resembling a gleaming jellyfish hovered prominently over the city of Petrozavodsk. The report detailed that the unidentified object moved at a leisurely pace, emitting beams of light onto the city. It further described the scene as having thousands of beams resembling a downpour of rain. As time passed, the object altered its luminosity before departing towards Onesko Lake. The comprehensive analysis in the report delved into the intricate details, providing a thorough account of the slow-moving nature of the object and the luminous effects it created on the urban landscape. In the initial moments, the residents were startled by an unusual aerial phenomenon that caught their attention. They observed a peculiar object descending in a spiraling pattern resembling a glowing ball of fire, which immediately sparked curiosity and astonishment among the onlookers. What perplexed them even more was the unexpected deceleration of the object, ruling out the possibility of it being a meteorite. Gradually, the enigmatic object came to a halt, hanging motionless in the sky directly above them, maintaining a stationary position for approximately 5 minutes. During this eerie pause, a disturbing sound emanated from the unidentified craft, described by witnesses as a chilling siren-like howl that sent shivers down their spines. Suddenly, the haunting noise ceased, signaling a shift in the object's movement as it resumed its course, gradually advancing towards the central hub of the town, leaving the bewildered spectators in awe and uncertainty. The object, as observed receding, was characterized as a reddish-orange hemisphere encircled by a luminous zone. Within this zone, numerous twinkling points of light akin to stars were discernible, flickering and vanishing intermittently. As it distanced itself from the initial cohort of observers, it exhibited a slight pulsating motion accompanied by the emergence of an indistinct cone-shaped beam of light from its underside. Subsequently, a second beam became visible, both beams lingering for several moments before fading away. This intricate description captures the gradual transformation and behavior of the object, portraying a captivating spectacle that left the witnesses intrigued. Subsequently, there was a hint of heightened drama. As the unusual phenomenon in the sky caught the attention of a growing number of individuals, numerous slender rays of light, likened to thin arrows, descended from above towards the earth. Shortly after this occurrence, a sudden wave of alarm swept through the spectators, who had been observing with a mixture of curiosity and mild apprehension until that moment. The radiant beams seemed to pierce the atmosphere delicately, creating a mesmerizing yet unsettling spectacle that captivated the onlookers. The swift descent of the luminous rays added an element of mystery and awe to the already intriguing display unfolding above. In the aftermath of the startling event, numerous individuals initiated a frantic dash back indoors in a frantic search for protective refuge, driven by their assumption of an impending assault. Simultaneously, some individuals threw themselves to the ground in a swift and instinctive response. Within the local community, there was a rising sense of unease and commotion in the immediate aftermath of the incident, as whispers circulated among the residents suggesting that what unfolded before their eyes signaled the imminent approach of a potential American nuclear strike. As the spectators continued to observe the spectacle, their apprehension gradually gave way to curiosity, allowing them to discern more intricate details. The entity now resembled an immense jellyfish spanning approximately 300 feet in diameter, adorned with radiant golden tentacles that emitted an array of captivating hues. Additionally, they could perceive a distinct curvature in the peculiar beams of light, resembling the graceful extensions of a jellyfish or the sinuous limbs of an octopus, adding to the mysterious nature of the phenomenon. This heightened observation led them to appreciate the intricate beauty and complexity of the surreal sight before them, unraveling its mysterious allure with each passing moment. In a report authored by journalist Nikolai Mylov, it is intriguing to note that numerous individuals appeared noticeably unwell in the immediate aftermath of the incident, with this unwell appearance persisting for hours thereafter. Several eyewitnesses, in conversations with Mylov, asserted that they sensed a peculiar sensation akin to an electric current coursing through their bodies when the arrow-shaped lights materialized. This phenomenon captivated the attention of many observers, prompting them to share their experiences and observations. Extending beyond just physical distress, the impact of the event seemed to linger, leaving a lasting impression on those present. In a peculiar turn of events, the areas where these mysterious lights made contact with the ground and occasionally window ledges exhibited uneven cavities. Furthermore, a few observers vividly remembered the unidentified object descending to an even lower altitude. Once more, the object came to rest, now positioned a brief stroll from the harbor. As it drew nearer, its luminosity intensified, reaching a level of brilliance that forced numerous observers to partially cover their eyes to behold it clearly. This phenomenon prompted a sense of awe and intrigue among the witnesses, captivating their attention with its radiant glow. The proximity of the object revealed intricate details that were previously obscured, casting a captivating spectacle that demanded respect and admiration. Suddenly, the situation took an even more peculiar twist. Multiple inhabitants in the area observed a spherical object separating from the primary spacecraft and gliding above the rooftops of the nearby residences and structures, resembling a reconnaissance undertaking. This activity persisted for a considerable duration before the object retreated back to the main craft. Some individuals who witnessed the incident reported that it vanished into an aperture located on the underside, potentially hinting at the possibility of it being a remotely operated aerial vehicle. The scenario involved the detachment and subsequent reattachment of a bulb-shaped entity to a larger vessel, leading speculators to consider the potential use of advanced technology or unmanned aerial devices in the observed event, adding a mysterious element to the sighting. Based on the accounts provided by Yuri Gromov, who serves as the director of the meteorological station in Petrozavodsk, the mysterious object gradually transformed into the shape of an elliptical ring before resuming its movement. It proceeded towards a cluster of clouds situated in the proximity of Onesko Lake. While entering the clouds, it left in its wake a peculiar red void, almost as though the clouds had been scorched, and this anomaly lingered visibly for a few minutes. This occurrence was described in detail by the aforementioned expert, shedding light on the unusual behavior of the object as it traversed through the atmospheric conditions. Gromov's observations offer a unique perspective on this phenomenon, indicating a distinct series of events that unfolded during the object's passage through the sky. Upon further scrutiny, subsequent inquiries would reveal the absence of any documented presence of aircraft traversing the airspace above the town on the specified evening. Gromov categorically refuted the possibility of it being attributed to ball lightning or any other meteorological anomaly. This thorough examination indicated a complete lack of aerial activity during the said period, leading to the exclusion of potential natural atmospheric occurrences as explanations for the observed events. Gromov elaborated on the phenomenon by suggesting that the unidentified object could potentially be classified as either a UFO, a manifestation of advanced intelligence complete with both crew and passengers, or a manifestation of energy originating from a UFO. Consequently, Gromov seemed to imply that the event witnessed by hundreds, if not thousands of individuals on that autumn evening defied any conventional natural explanation. In essence, he contended that the incident was beyond the realms of typical earthly occurrences, prompting speculation about extraterrestrial or otherworldly origins. In the aftermath of the incidents in Petrozavodsk, the news agency was inundated with more than 1,500 letters from the public expressing their concerns. A predominant sentiment among the correspondents was deep apprehension regarding the event and the potential for its recurrence, raising significant doubts about the safety of the local residents. Moreover, some individuals pondered the possibility of heightened radiation levels in the region following the occurrence. The sheer volume of correspondence received underscored the widespread unease and fear prevalent among the populace regarding the implications and aftermath of the Petrozavodsk events. Upon conducting retrospective inquiries, it becomes evident that a significant number of these issues were not officially documented or reported. Despite the existence of correspondence in the archives pertaining to these matters, it has come to light that authorities within the government imposed restrictions on the news agency, preventing any additional coverage on the subject. In fact, explicit instructions were given to ensure that there would be a complete absence of any further discussion regarding the peculiar occurrences of that fateful night. This suggests a deliberate effort to suppress information and maintain secrecy surrounding the events that transpired. Behind the veil of secrecy, a group of scientists was tasked with conducting a covert inquiry into the event away from public scrutiny. As time progressed, the details of this investigation gradually surfaced to the general public, particularly gaining momentum following the collapse of the Soviet Union in the early 1990s. This leaked information shed light on the incident that had initially been shrouded in confidentiality, marking a significant shift in transparency and awareness surrounding the event. During the time of the incident, a well-informed publisher named Vasyl Zakharchenko, known for his extensive government connections, sheds light on intriguing details. According to his account, the holes observed in the ground and windowsills were approximately the size of a typical coin. What piqued curiosity even further was the observation that the holes in the windowsill had caused the nearby glass to melt, a phenomenon both unusual and captivating. In a particular factory, one window exhibited such an unusual distortion that authorities intervened by removing it for a thorough examination and analysis, underscoring the mysterious and potentially significant nature of the event. In a lecture delivered by Dr. Azarja towards the end of 1981, observations were made regarding not only the glass beginning to exhibit signs of melting in several locations within various properties, but also a notable distortion noticed in the window structures themselves. Upon closer examination using an electron microscope, researchers identified a peculiar occurrence of a crystalline structure on the surface of the non-crystalline glass, a phenomenon that defied conventional scientific understanding. Upon analyzing the data from this investigation, some experts concluded that the most logical conclusion was that the entities being studied were displaying signs of being active. The implications of these findings challenged existing scientific beliefs and sparked further inquiries into the underlying nature of these unusual occurrences. Despite the lack of definitive answers, the Petrozavodsk incident remains a compelling case study in the study of unidentified aerial phenomena. Its enduring mystery continues to captivate the imaginations of researchers and enthusiasts alike, prompting ongoing efforts to unravel the truth behind the mysterious jellyfish UFO sighting. Whether the object observed over Petrozavodsk was a product of human ingenuity, natural forces, or extraterrestrial visitors, its impact on our understanding of the cosmos and our place within it cannot be understated. As we continue to probe the depths of the unknown, the Petrozavodsk incident serves as a reminder of the enduring mystery and wonder of the UFO phenomenon. In the vast expanse of space, where the moon stands as a silent sentinel against the backdrop of the cosmos, lies a mystery that has captured the imagination of astronomers, believers in the unknown, and curious minds alike. It's a mystery that centers around a towering structure, a colossal edifice reaching an astonishing 3.5 miles into the lunar sky as revealed in images captured by Google Moon. The discovery of this mysterious tower sparked a frenzy of speculation and debate within the scientific community and beyond. Proponents of the latter theory point to the tower's striking symmetry and unnaturally straight edges as evidence of artificial construction. They argue that such a feat of engineering would be beyond the capabilities of any known earthly civilization, prompting speculation about the involvement of otherworldly beings with technology far beyond our own. Others remain skeptical, citing the possibility of optical illusions or image artifacts distorting the true nature of the structure. They argue that without further exploration and analysis, it is premature to jump to conclusions about its origin or purpose. The photographs, sourced from Google Moon, depicted a towering edifice stretching an astonishing 3.5 miles into the lunar sky. Its imposing presence and striking symmetry immediately captured the attention of the online community, sparking widespread speculation and debate about its origin and purpose. For the individual who shared these remarkable images, the discovery was nothing short of a revelation, an opportunity to peer into the mysteries of our nearest celestial neighbor. With a few clicks of a mouse, they had unlocked a trove of hidden wonders, inviting others to join them on a journey of discovery across the lunar surface. As the images circulated across social media platforms, they ignited a firestorm of speculation among astronomers and armchair researchers alike. Some marveled at the sheer scale and precision of the structure, suggesting that it bore all the hallmarks of artificial construction, a testament to the ingenuity of an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. Others approached the discovery with skepticism, cautioning against jumping to conclusions without further analysis. They pointed to the possibility of optical illusions or image artifacts distorting the true nature of the structure, urging for a more measured approach to interpretation. Yet, amidst the debate and skepticism, one thing remained undeniable: the profound sense of wonder and awe inspired by the discovery. For the individual who shared the images, it was a moment of validation, a testament to the power of amateur exploration and the democratization of scientific inquiry in the digital age. In the days and weeks that followed, the photographs continued to captivate imaginations around the world, fueling speculation about the existence of other hidden wonders waiting to be uncovered on the moon and beyond. Whether the towering structure was a natural anomaly or a testament to extraterrestrial ingenuity, its discovery served as a poignant reminder of the boundless mysteries that await us in the depths of space. As humanity continues its journey of exploration and discovery, fueled by curiosity and propelled by technological innovation, the discovery of the 3.5-mile-high tower on the moon stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of discovery that unites us all. The recent discovery regarding the strange object on the moon's surface has garnered attention, with a researcher from NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter camera mission asserting that the anomalous feature is simply a crater situated inside another crater. The team from NASA has conveyed that the visible element in the images is simply a crater with no indications of the presence of a tower. Upon careful examination, they have not identified any evidence supporting the existence of a tower in the said location. NASA further elucidated that the current scenario involves the emergence of a diminutive crater situated on the periphery subsequent to the formation of a larger crater. This progression indicates a sequential development in the crater formations within the specified area. Oddly enough, many people who saw these images said that this isn't the first time that strange anomalies have been detected on the moon. In the vast expanse of space, our celestial neighbor, the moon, has long captured the imagination of humanity. As the closest celestial body to Earth, it has been the subject of countless scientific missions and exploratory endeavors, including the iconic Apollo missions of the 1960s and 1970s. However, among the thousands of photographs captured during these missions, a number of mysterious anomalies have emerged, hinting at the presence of strange structures and phenomena that defy conventional explanation. One of the most intriguing anomalies discovered in old Apollo photos is the presence of anomalous structures resembling artificial constructs on the lunar surface. These structures, often characterized by their geometric shapes and symmetrical patterns, stand out starkly against the barren lunar landscape, raising questions about their origin and purpose. One such anomaly is the presence of rectilinear features, including apparent walls, bridges, and platforms that appear to stretch across the lunar terrain. These features, which exhibit sharp angles and precise alignments, bear a striking resemblance to man-made infrastructure, leading some researchers to speculate about their artificial origin. In addition to geometric structures, Apollo photos have also captured anomalies such as anomalous lights and shadows that appear to defy the known laws of physics. These anomalies, which manifest as bright flashes of light or unusual shadow patterns, have puzzled scientists and researchers for decades, leading to speculation about their possible causes. Another intriguing anomaly discovered in Apollo photos is the presence of anomalous objects or artifacts scattered across the lunar surface. These objects, which range in size from small metallic-looking spheres to larger unidentified structures, have been the subject of much speculation and debate among researchers. One of the most famous examples of such anomalies is the so-called tower or spire. This towering structure, which appears to rise from the lunar surface like a massive obelisk, has defied conventional explanation, leading to speculation about its possible artificial origin. In addition to physical anomalies, Apollo photos have also captured mysterious phenomena, such as anomalous lights and shadows that appear to move across the lunar surface. These phenomena, which have been likened to lunar transient phenomena, defy conventional explanation and have led to speculation about their possible extraterrestrial origin. Despite decades of study and analysis, the true nature of these mysterious anomalies remains shrouded in mystery. While some researchers have proposed natural explanations for these phenomena, such as geological processes or optical illusions, others believe that they may be evidence of ancient civilizations or even extraterrestrial activity on the moon. The discovery of these mysterious anomalies in old Apollo photos has sparked renewed interest in the study of our nearest celestial neighbor. With advances in technology and imaging techniques, researchers continue to scrutinize these strange features in the hopes of unlocking the secrets of the moon's ancient past. Throughout history, the moon has captivated humanity's imagination, its silvery glow casting a spell over poets, scientists, and dreamers alike. Yet beyond its serene facade, our celestial neighbor harbors a wealth of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. One of the most enduring mysteries of the moon lies in the presence of anomalous structures and formations scattered across its rugged surface. In photographs captured by spacecraft and telescopes, researchers have identified strange geometric shapes, symmetrical patterns, and anomalous features that defy conventional explanation. These anomalies, ranging from towering spires to labyrinthine mazes, hint at the possibility of artificial constructs or ancient ruins hidden beneath the lunar dust. Among the most intriguing anomalies are the so-called lunar domes, mysterious structures resembling giant bubbles that the lunar landscape. These domes, which range in size from small mounds to massive formations spanning kilometers, have puzzled scientists for decades. While some researchers speculate that they may be the result of volcanic activity or impact cratering, others propose more exotic explanations, suggesting that they could be the remnants of ancient habitats or even alien bases. Beyond its mysterious surface, the moon also harbors mysteries beneath its rocky exterior. Recent studies have revealed evidence of vast underground caverns and lava tubes that stretch for miles beneath the lunar surface. These subterranean realms, which remain largely unexplored, hold the potential to shed light on the moon's tumultuous history and provide valuable insights into its geological evolution. Interestingly, in the last few months, various people across the world have reported seeing unidentified objects falling slowly to the ground, leaving a large trail of smoke. This in turn has caused eyewitnesses to call police and report that something is in distress. Investigators who arrive on the scene, thinking that it's a plane and that they will need further assistance, are surprised to find nothing in the area to indicate that something was in trouble. One of these objects was recently spotted above England with footage showing a large object leaving behind a smoke trail. Those who saw it detailed that it looked as though something was on fire and described it as an unidentified object that was dark in color. One resident by the name of Miss Jeffries was able to capture clear photographs of the incident. She said the following: "This is what we captured on the same day and time. We live in Hilperton, Trowbridge. We too thought it was an aircraft. But what grabbed our attention was how it was falling vertically straight down at such a slow speed. It was just bizarre. I would love to find out what it was. It was the strangest thing we have ever seen." My friend's husband said the International Space Station crew were docking that day, so perhaps it could be debris from that. There was something so strange about it that we stopped to watch. I didn't want to worry my children so before taking photographs. I just said it could be something amazing falling from space. I think that's why my son didn't seem at all worried. My youngest did come downstairs at bedtime crying because he was frightened not knowing what it was. He calmed down eventually." End quote. Interestingly, other people living close to the area said that they also witnessed it, and again described the object as falling slowly, but said that they couldn't make out what the object was. A man by the name of Mr. Craddock said that the mysterious object fell for over 20 minutes and that the vapor trail it was giving off was a dark black color. He said that his friends in London also saw the object. One police officer commented on a post that shared the photograph and said the following: "This incident was investigated by officers in the region, and although we could see an object falling to the ground, no one came forward to report a crash. Sometimes these objects can be explained away as things like skydivers or even airplanes, but in this case it did look like something was falling to the ground. My family that lives 25 miles away sent me photographs of the event, and I have to admit, I've never seen anything like it before. It was very bizarre." End quote. Shortly after the photographs were released online, a worker from the United Kingdom's aviation unit said that it was most likely a plane, and that due to the angle of it, the object appeared to be falling from the sky. Many didn't buy this explanation, though, and said that for the past few years, these strange objects have been reported across countries. Oddly enough, after looking through gathered data, researchers have said that the United Kingdom is a hotspot when it comes to mysterious sightings, and detail that hundreds of mysterious aircrafts have been spotted since the early 1940s, which has caused officials to conduct further research into the aircrafts to try and determine what they are and where they're coming from. The mysterious surveillance object. On the August 5th, back in 2010, the Royal Air Force released a series of documents surrounding reported sightings of unidentified objects with additional documentation about a specific incident 50 years prior that Winston Churchill himself banned the reporting of out of fear that the story could create mass panic and lead to the degradation of society. The banned reports claim that on the August 5th back in 1944, a Royal Air Force reconnaissance aircraft was returning from an undisclosed surveillance mission from France or Germany. However, while traveling over the English coastline, the surveillance crew claimed to have been suddenly intercepted by what each crew member described as a peculiar metallic object that began to match their aircraft's course and speed alongside them before the object quickly accelerated into the distance and disappeared entirely. As the craft had hovered alongside their plane, several members of the crew rapidly began taking a series of photographs of the object to later verify their claims, as they possessed the equipment necessary to take higher quality images and gather sensitive data of enemy aircraft. However, as they began this documentation, they claimed that something appeared to be off about the unidentified object, as the unknown craft appeared to emit no sound or use any form of known propulsion to generate its lift. According to the released documents, any proof of the object gathered by the team has been completely destroyed or lost. Given the strange development, many believe that the event was covered up in its entirety, with researchers coming forward, including one man that wrote to the government back in 1999, claiming that his father had overheard the event while in a meeting alongside Winston Churchill and the then American President Dwight D. Eisenhower. The United Kingdom has investigated mysterious aircrafts in the past. The most well-known investigation was known as Project Condeen, which was conducted by the British Ministry of Defence's intelligence staff between 1997 and February. The purpose of the investigation was to determine whether these mysterious aircraft sightings posed a threat to national security and whether they could be attributed to any known technology or natural phenomena. The Project Condeen report, which was released to the public in February 2006, concluded that the majority of sightings could be attributed to misidentifications of known objects or phenomena such as aircraft, balloons, or meteorological events. However, the report also acknowledged that a small percentage of sightings could not be easily explained and might require further investigation. The British Ministry of Defence also maintained a reporting and investigation system called the Unidentified Object Desk until it was closed in February 2009. Interestingly, since then, various workers have come forward and said that evidence has been tampered with and that various sightings that couldn't be explained weren't included in these files. As of right now, the British Ministry of Defence has stated that it would continue to investigate any credible reports of mysterious aircrafts that might have national security implications. All around the world, there appears to be a number of strange occurrences that seem to create a manipulation in both space and time. These strange occurrences have come to be known as different instances of time travel and time slips in our reality that not only causes unexplainable phenomena to surface, but can change our very perspective on the nature of our world. Various people have shared their own stories of these glitches, and it led to various pages being set up so that people can share their mysterious encounters. Just recently, an interesting video was shared on social media, and since being uploaded, it has gained hundreds of thousands of views. The user who uploaded the footage said that the event was like a glitch in the Matrix and explained that thousands of birds were flying around in circles. The uploader said that the video was taken in Flatwoods, West Virginia, and that she had never seen this many birds in one area before. Those who saw the video said that the birds looked disorientated. One person said the following: I've seen this type of behavior before, and it's usually when something has happened nearby. For example, in my case, it was that the birds in my region were allegedly poisoned and it caused them to act like this." End quote. What's strange is that in the last few years, this isn't the first time that events like these have been reported, and it's caused some to ask why these birds are acting this way. A few months back, several news outlets reported that something was happening to birds in various different countries, noting that they couldn't explain why so many of them were dropping out of the skies. This caused people to come forward on social media and detail their personal stories. Oddly enough, it's not just one species that's being affected. Researchers who have been studying these birds and who have tried to get to the bottom of what's going on have explained that thousands of birds in the eastern United States are falling out of the sky, with some of these events even being captured by onlookers. It's led researchers to suggest that something big is happening right now. But after collecting the data and inspecting these birds up close, scientists have said that they are no closer to understand why this is happening, and said they are worried because it's happening in various places across the world, including England, Wales, Ireland, Australia, Turkey, Egypt, and various other countries. As of right now, the scientists who are looking into this have ruled out some of the most common culprits, but said they can't seem to get to the bottom of what's going on. The mysterious event was first recorded in Virginia and Maryland in May of 2021, but wildlife experts have said that within the last few months, reports are spreading all throughout the country. One scientist from the Hampshire Nature Reserve located in England said the following when asked whether radio frequency radiation could be behind this strange behavior. Yes, radio frequency radiation can affect birds. Radio frequency radiation is a type of non-ionizing electromagnetic radiation that is emitted by wireless communication devices, such as cell phones, Wi-Fi routers, and radio and television transmitters. Studies have shown that exposure to radio frequency radiation can affect birds' behavior, physiology, and reproductive success. For example, radio frequency radiation exposure has been linked to changes in birds' migratory behavior, changes in their feeding patterns, and a reduction in their ability to navigate using Earth's magnetic field. Radio frequency radiation exposure has also been shown to affect the reproductive success of birds, including a reduction in the number of eggs laid and a decrease in the survival rate of chicks. End quote. Chelsea Jones, a spokesperson for the Animal Welfare League of Arlington, Virginia, said the following. In May 2022, we started to realize that something unusual was going on. We have received 300 birds so far, but that is just counting the deceased birds. The real total is much higher. End quote. As of right now, further tests are being conducted in order to get to the bottom of why this keeps happening. Staying on the subject of mysterious events, the USS Eldridge has long caught the attention of those interested in the unknown. Referred to by many as the Philadelphia experiment, the strange military experiments surrounding that of the United States military creating an electromagnetic bubble around the large naval vessel known as the USS Eldridge helped to create one of the strange anomalous properties of our world. Originally designed to create completely radar-invisible ships by bouncing radar waves around the ship. These experiments would go on to create a warped space-time field around the ship and transport it through time and space, ending up in different areas of the world and even sending two men through time in an effort to fix the timeline. Although the stories surrounding the Philadelphia experiment span many different accounts and decades worth of government cover-up and intervention, it eventually led to one of the men sent through time, Ed Cameron, coming into contact with humans of the far future as they were preparing to stop a cataclysmic event that was thought to be able to wipe out all life on the planet. Interestingly enough, despite these events having occurred back in the early 1950s, Ed Cameron would go on to make several startling premonitions about the future, including that of color televisions in the future and even of future events such as that of hospital conditions, medicine, emerging technologies surrounding hospitals, as well as changes in the political map in the future. The majority of these findings were during his time spent in a hospital after being sent into the future of the late 1980s and spending a large amount of his time during this period watching television, baffled by the technology of the future. This would later lead to the further written witness accounts of a man by the name of Al Bielek, of whom claimed to have been the reincarnated Ed Cameron, and was able to piece together many of the claims and questions surrounding that of Ed Cameron. He would go on to create a 3-hour-long tell-all video that he would post to YouTube before his passing, in which he not only further explained the science behind the Philadelphia experiment, but went into the strange future sightings of humanity, as well as the terrible cataclysmic event that is believed to occur in the year 2843, that will end all life on our planet as we know it. According to a reputable lawyer who is involved in bringing whistleblowers to Congress, the U.S. military allegedly retrieved a crashed unidentified object that had the capability to distort spacetime and was larger internally than it appeared externally. Daniel Sheehan claims that he was informed about an astonishing story by a knowledgeable source who purportedly participated in a covert program dedicated to recovering crashed advanced spacecraft. This individual has allegedly briefed the staff of the Senate Intelligence Committee. The attorney's account is the most recent addition to a series of astounding assertions this week about unidentified objects in the possession of the government. This sequence began with a public interview featuring David Grush, a former high-ranking officer in Air Force intelligence, who claimed that the U.S. government has multiple crashed vehicles of advanced origin. The Department of Defense has come forward and said that they have not found any credible evidence to substantiate the claims made. Sheehan has been assisting individuals like Grush in coming forward to Congress in an effort to reveal what he perceives as a government lie to hide encounters with beings from outer space. The lawyer informed news outlets that he was told about a particular incident of recovery by someone who claimed to have insider knowledge of a crash retrieval program. This incident involved a partially buried 30-foot saucer with extraordinary characteristics. According to Sheehan, they made an attempt to attach a bulldozer to the object in order to remove it. Surprisingly, when they pulled, the object came out in a triangular shape resembling a piece of pie, almost as if it was intentionally designed that way. As soon as it became dislodged by a few feet, they promptly halted their actions. Their intention was to avoid compromising the structural soundness of the apparatus. During the exploration, an individual entered the structure and was astounded by its vastness, which was comparable to that of a football stadium. The individual experienced feelings of unease and nausea due to the disorienting nature of the immense interior space. The dimensions of the object were comparable to that of a football stadium, but its external diameter measured only around 30 feet. According to Sheehan, the presence of warped dimensions extends beyond just space around the spacecraft. According to knowledgeable physicists, it is theoretically possible to manipulate spacetime around an advanced spacecraft in order to counteract the force of gravity. However, Sheehan refused to provide additional information, such as the specific location and date of the incident, and stated that he was unable to present evidence to substantiate the allegations. The absence of specific information, records, and visuals is causing skeptics to disregard the accounts of an advanced spacecraft stored within covert government initiatives, considering them as mere fictional narratives. Military intelligence experts who have expressed their endorsement for Grush since he made his public revelation emphasized that he has exposed himself to significant danger if he is being untruthful, as all his assertions have been formally submitted to the Inspector Generals of the Department of Defense and the intelligence community under the threat of legal consequences for perjury. According to knowledgeable sources in the intelligence community, there is credible and verifiable evidence suggesting that the government or military contractors possess a minimum of 12 unidentified objects. According to Public's report, they sourced information from individuals who also provided information to Grush during the briefing. According to an individual claiming to be a whistleblower, it is reported that every 5 years, there are 1 or 2 unidentified crafts that are either recovered from landings, captured, or involved in crashes. The whistleblower claims knowledge of approximately 12 to 15 such crafts. According to a defense contractor who disclosed the information to the public, there were multiple distinct forms and structures observed. Out of the total, 6 were found to be in good condition, while the remaining 6 were not. There were instances where the unidentified aerial vehicles landed, but their occupants were not present upon inspection. Notably, individuals in high-ranking positions, including generals, have had physical contact with these vehicles, and there is no reason to doubt their credibility. The belief in government theories concerning advanced life is not a new phenomenon. While we have no definitive proof that the U.S. government is hiding knowledge of alien life, several plausible theories attempt to justify why they might do so if such knowledge was within their grasp. Firstly, one must consider the potential for mass panic and societal unrest. The knowledge of intelligent extraterrestrial life could have profound implications on worldviews, religions, and fundamental human beliefs. For centuries, humans have regarded themselves as the center of life and intelligence in the universe. An abrupt revelation that we are not alone, and potentially not even the most advanced civilization, could cause substantial unrest, fear, and even chaos. This potential disruption of societal norms and peace may be deemed too risky by the government, leading them to maintain secrecy. Secondly, there may be national security concerns associated with the disclosure of extraterrestrial existence. If the U.S. government were in possession of alien technology or was engaged in communication or cooperation with advanced beings, publicizing this information could risk national security. Other nations may seek to obtain this technology or knowledge, leading to a new kind of arms race or heightened global tension. Furthermore, the revelation that the government is incapable of defending its citizens against technologically superior beings could create fear and undermine the government's authority. Thirdly, the government might be worried about the effect of such a revelation on the economy. The announcement of advanced life could disrupt markets, causing economic instability. The existence of intelligent advanced life would undoubtedly be one of the most profound discoveries in human history. While its immediate impact on fields such as science and philosophy is apparent, it also poses intriguing implications for the realm of religion. Religion, fundamentally, is a human endeavor to comprehend the nature of existence, our place within the cosmos, and the potential existence of a divine entity or entities. The discovery of advanced life would challenge and expand these interpretations in significant ways, forcing us to reassess our understanding of divinity, creation, and the purpose of human life. Firstly, the impact on religions would largely depend on their doctrinal flexibility. Many religions have a geocentric focus, with humanity considered the pinnacle of creation. Advanced extraterrestrial life forms could disrupt these beliefs, questioning our central place in the cosmos. However, religions with a more fluid interpretation of their texts and an openness to reinterpretation might adapt more easily. Secondly, the discovery could promote a more universal understanding of spirituality and the divine. Instead of perceiving God or gods as exclusive to humanity, the presence of other intelligent life might instigate a more inclusive cosmic interpretation of divinity. This shared divine experience might contribute to a sense of unity among intelligent species across the cosmos, birthing a form of universal religion or spirituality. Moreover, the discovery might motivate religious communities to revisit, reinterpret, and renew their doctrines. Texts that refer to heavens, other worlds, or beings from the sky might be interpreted in light of extraterrestrial existence. This could result in a broadening of religious thought, spawning new theological studies and philosophies. However, it's also possible that the discovery of advanced extraterrestrial life might catalyze a crisis of faith for some believers. Individuals might question their religious convictions, particularly if their beliefs are rigidly anthropocentric, or if they perceive the existence of advanced life as incompatible with their religious texts or doctrines. Simultaneously, new religious movements might emerge, with extraterrestrials incorporated into or even central to their beliefs. History shows that significant events or discoveries often give rise to new spiritual interpretations and religious groups. As of right now, the discovery of advanced life would pose significant implications for religion, prompting both challenges and opportunities for spiritual growth and understanding. It would provoke a deep, collective introspection about our beliefs, our place in the universe, and the nature of the divine. It is important, however, to recognize that these outcomes are largely speculative and would depend on the nature of the discovery, the characteristics of the advanced beings, and the global religious landscape at the time of the revelation. On the July 4th in the year 1928, Alfred Lowenstein, an extraordinarily affluent tycoon, embarked on his luxurious aircraft at Croydon Airport. This flight was part of his usual itinerary, destined to traverse the breathtaking landscapes along the English and French shores before eventually reaching Brussels, where Lowenstein resided with his spouse, Madeleine. The journey was meticulously planned, with Lowenstein undoubtedly accustomed to such extravagant travels due to his opulent lifestyle and booming business empire. Lowenstein's presence never failed to catch the attention of airport staff, a testament to his distinctive aura that extended to any place he visited. His identity transcended beyond borders as a remarkably affluent businessman, to the extent that his unmatched wealth earned him the renowned title of the wealthiest individual globally. Lowenstein's reputation preceded him, making him easily identifiable and stirring curiosity wherever he appeared. His wealth was substantial even before the onset of the First World War, but it saw a remarkable surge during the subsequent period of peace. His vast array of enterprises played a crucial role in supplying electrical power to emerging nations, catapulting him into the limelight as a figure actively sought after by heads of state worldwide. Presidents and prime ministers from various countries recognized the pivotal role played by his companies in electrifying developing regions. In addition to his supporters, he encountered numerous adversaries as well. In the year 1926, he founded International Holdings and Investments, a venture that attracted substantial funds from affluent financiers. As the year 1928 rolled around, these investors began to expect a profitable outcome on their investments promptly, preferring not to wait any longer than necessary. The establishment of International Holdings and Investments marked a strategic move for him in entrenching his financial endeavors. On a pleasant July in 1928, Lowenstein embarked on his journey homeward, filled with contentment. The skies were clear as hardly a cloud dotted the horizon, setting the stage for a serene evening for air travel. In the aircraft, the pilot, Donald Drew, instilled confidence in Lowenstein by assuring him of a smooth and uneventful flight towards his destination. On the aircraft, apart from Alfred Lowenstein, a total of 6 individuals were present. Pilot Drew was stationed at the entrance of the plane, overseeing the boarding process for both passengers and crew members. Within the cabin, alongside Lowenstein, were Fred Baxter, his devoted valet, and Arthur Hodgson, the male secretary entrusted with important tasks. Additionally, 2 women, namely Eileen Clark and Paula Biddlein, served as stenographers in Lowenstein's entourage. This setting captures the essence of a diverse group coming together for a shared journey. In the cockpit were Drew, along with Robert Little, who served as the aircraft mechanic for the flight. The cockpit, being a self-contained unit, was isolated from the rest of the aircraft, with only a small porthole providing a connection to the main cabin. Following the takeoff of the Fokker aircraft, Drew and Little found themselves in a situation where they were unable to directly access or communicate with the passengers in the cabin area. Shortly past 6 in the evening, the Fokker FV-2, a diminutive single-wing aircraft, commenced its journey along the grassy airstrip. In a matter of minutes, the aircraft ascended into the skies, steadily making its way up to its designated cruising altitude of 4,000 feet. Gradually, the passengers aboard the plane were treated to a captivating view of the scenic Kent coastline unfolding beneath them. Within a minute or so, the aircraft had crossed over to hover above the vast expanse of the English Channel, offering a panoramic vista of the sparkling waters below. In the rear section of the aircraft's cabin, there was a door devoid of windows that provided access to a compact restroom area. This specific space additionally featured an external door prominently labeled as exit, which was outfitted with a spring-loaded latch that could be operated from within. An interesting characteristic of this exit door was its formidable resistance to being opened during flight, requiring the combined strength of 2 sturdy individuals due to the force exerted by the slipstream against it. This aerodynamic pressure posed a considerable challenge, making it a task that demanded significant physical effort and coordination to overcome while in mid-air. During the initial phase of the flight, Lowenstein dedicated his time to jotting down notes, focusing on specific details and observations. This activity occupied him for the first part of the journey until the aircraft proceeded towards the channel. 10 minutes had elapsed since Baxter excused himself, leaving his seat unattended. His prolonged absence caused him to feel anxious, prompting him to approach the restroom door and knock, hoping for a response. However, the silence continued with no one answering his call. Baxter's growing concern was evident, as the seconds ticked by without any sign of his companion returning. Concerned about the well-being of Lowenstein, he anxiously pushed the door ajar, fearing the worst. To his surprise, the restroom lay deserted, giving no indication of Lowenstein's whereabouts. It was as though Alfred Lowenstein had inexplicably vanished. In a situation where a clear choice of action was apparent, the pilot could have opted to redirect the plane towards the airstrip situated at St. Inglevert, strategically positioned between Calais and Dunkirk. At this location, an opportunity would have existed for the pilot to promptly inform the Coast Guard about Lowenstein's mysterious disappearance. Contrary to this logical decision, Donald Drew, the pilot, decided to land the aircraft on a beach near Dunkirk that he believed to be uninhabited. Upon closer examination, it was revealed that the beach was serving as a training ground for a nearby army unit. Upon noticing the aircraft preparing to land, the soldiers swiftly sprinted along the beach towards the aircraft. It took approximately 6 minutes for the soldiers to reach the motionless plane, during which period the passengers and crew had already exited the aircraft. This incident sheds light on the dual role of the beach, highlighting its utilization for both military training activities and unexpected aviation encounters, exemplifying a unique intersection of military and civilian realms. After the incident, Lieutenant Marquet attempted to gather information from the individuals involved. Despite his efforts, the situation remained confusing and unclear. Pilot Drew's behavior was notably odd during the interrogation as he skillfully avoided providing coherent answers to the questions posed by Lieutenant Marquet, prolonging the process for half an hour. Eventually, Pilot Drew reluctantly confessed that they had somehow lost track of Alfred Lowenstein's whereabouts somewhere above the English Channel. Drew found himself in the hot seat facing an intense interrogation conducted by Inspector Bono, an experienced detective. The inspector openly expressed his deep bewilderment at the details he had gathered. He remarked that this is indeed an extraordinary and mysterious case. At this point, we are still exploring various possibilities without committing to a specific theory. The range of potential scenarios is wide open for consideration. The individual refrained from making any arrests and, notably, permitted the aircraft to proceed to its destination in St. Ingleworth before returning to Croydon without any interruptions. In a comprehensive examination of the events, it became evident that the investigation into the matter was mishandled right from the start. Lowenstein was eventually located close to Bologna on the July 19th, a period exceeding 2 weeks following his initial disappearance. Subsequently, his remains were transported to Calais aboard a fishing vessel, and his identity was officially affirmed through the identification of his wristwatch. Following the post-mortem examination, it was determined that the individual suffered a partial fracture of the skull along with multiple broken bones. Forensic experts analyzing the case came to the conclusion that the person was still alive at the time of impact with the water. In the perplexing case of his fatal plunge, the mystery surrounding his descent to the ground without a definitive explanation persisted, leaving room for a plethora of conjectures. Among the various speculative narratives, one prevailing notion implicated the absent-minded Lowenstein in his own demise, suggesting that he might have inadvertently unlatched an incorrect portal leading to his fatal fall. However, this scenario seemed highly implausible, considering the sheer difficulty, if not near impossibility, of manipulating a door while in a state of free fall. Amid speculation, rumors circulated suggesting that his demise was self-inflicted, potentially due to the imminent revelation of his unethical dealings in business. A more credible and ominous theory suggests that Lowenstein might have been forcefully ejected from the aircraft by the valet and the male secretary, potentially under the influence of Lowenstein's wife, Madeline. Their intricate relationship was characterized by a significant lack of warmth, and it is speculated that she harbored a strong desire to secure his wealth. The circumstances surrounding his disappearance point towards a calculated and premeditated act orchestrated by individuals close to him, with Madeline potentially playing a pivotal role in this unsettling narrative. The unequivocal certainty lies in the fact that every single one of the 6 individuals aboard had undeniably been informed about the heinous act that transpired. The Fokker's landing on the beach has been associated with a theory suggesting that it might have done so to facilitate the replacement of a new rear door, which was already present on board the aircraft, to substitute the one that had been ejected over the channel. This explanation aligns well with an anecdote shared by a French fisherman who remembered witnessing something resembling a parachute descending from the skies precisely when Lowenstein disappeared. It is plausible that this perceived parachute could have been the missing rear door. This intricate narrative sheds light on a potential connection between the landing event and the mysterious disappearance, proposing a scenario where the aircraft's maneuvers were linked to the crucial replacement of the rear door. In the scenario where both the door and Lowenstein were disposed of in the channel waters, it could be deemed as the flawless execution of a crime. Surprisingly, no individual was ever formally charged, and there were no direct accusations made. Regarding Lowenstein, his lack of popularity culminated in him being buried in an unmarked grave as his final resting place. This unfortunate outcome reflected the absence of closure or justice for the mysterious events that transpired around his demise. Madeline, the widow of the deceased, did not attend the gathering, indicating that she likely had pressing engagements related to managing and allocating the substantial inheritance she had recently acquired. It can be inferred that her absence was not due to mourning, but rather due to the significant responsibilities that come with inheriting a substantial fortune.